What's up, guys? I saw some people waiting already, so I was like, let me just get in right now. What's up, man? What's up? Did any of you guys watch the Mark Bell's Power Project podcast yesterday? Power Project podcast. Everybody watch it? It was good. I laughed. It was really fun. I love to get on there again. Billy Johnson, my man, what's good? What's up? What's up, guys? Appreciate you coming in. So as I promised, today I would come in and do a live, utilize this new feature. I actually enjoy doing lives. You're in Korea. It is late tomorrow for you. It's tomorrow. It is Friday morning, or afternoon, sorry. Am I right? Must be 12 p.m. in Korea. What is up, James? Appreciate you. Will it make a podcast with Jason Blaha? Probably not. Probably not. Appreciate it. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Hey, John, I just want to say, absolutely love your videos. Hey, thank you, man. Larry, appreciate you. Alex, thank you as well. If you had to recommend a cycle to someone as a beginner, what would it be? If you need it, and your doctors say so, I'll kind of recommend. But if you're not, I'm not gonna recommend if you don't need it. Just because, look, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, you can't, you're a hypocrite. You did it, now you're telling people not to do it. If I wouldn't have bodybuild, I would never have taken steroids. So to give you guys an idea, like kind of my character in a sense, like who I am. Anything that I get into, I go balls to the wall. Like whatever I need to do X sport or activity, I get everything, right? So I can't play fight. I can't play around and do stuff, right? I have to, get in. If I get into something like bodybuilding, it's like, how do I have to do this sport or whatever? And then I did steroids. So that's the only reason why I did it. So for those who are asking and wondering if they should, I'm going to strongly suggest don't, because it's not going to help your overall quality of life unless you actually need it. And if anything, in the long run, this is going to affect you in a way where, if you don't have to deal with it right now, I just would just enjoy your natural life. Do all of the things you can possibly do to build natural muscle over years. And then if things start to, deplete in terms of like your actual like testosterone and whatnot, go to a doctor and get checked and then go from there. But like for me to suggest, hey man, you should do this, this, and this, I just can't. I just can't. My bad, bro. For me at this point in my life now, it's like I look back and would I have continued to bodybuild if I had to do this all over again? I would, 100% I would. It's something that brought me to where I am right now. But for those who aren't doing, like if you're not going to compete and, just don't do it. Cool. Master T, we got a couple trolls in here. Master T said, are you interested in doing Gay for Pay with Jason Blaha? Nope. I think some people just don't understand, like, I don't really care about trolls, man. It's all good. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Torres. Hey, Johnny from Cape Breton. What's up, man? I'm glad I caught this. Looking forward to yo, man. Awesome. Francis, what's good, man? Francis McKeown, what's up? What's up? Auntie Nobody. Hi, I wanted to see you and Jason Blaha Power Rack. All right. We got a bunch of those guys in here. Kevin D. Hey, Johnny, viewing from what's up, man, from India. Awesome. Good to see you guys. Lots of respect for you. Appreciate it. Yo, can't wait to see. Yo, let's go. Chris, what's up? I thought neutral grip lat pull down. I bought neutral grip lat pull down. I'm using them and they're wonderful. Awesome, man. However, I'm wondering if I'm losing gains by only using them and not the traditional. Not at all. Not at all. So put it this way. The traditional handles you're using in the gym are somewhat ergonomically incorrect. So those are, you understand, like if you look at old videos of Arnold and he's doing some pulls, old videos of like, Ronnie, and they're on this one bar, like all these handles are very, like very, very old. That's why you see like brands like Prime Rotate and Elite FTS, and they've all made things a lot more ergonomically correct for our grip and for our hands, so we don't end up using so much of our forearms. So like the traditional stuff, you're really using your forearms a lot because they're really, really gripping, where like the new handles whatnot have you kind of in this like way where you're like this and not, really focusing on your forearm. So no, keep with those handles and enjoy it. Hey Johnny, I've been going to a nutritionist. He wants me to bulk. I'm 175, 5'8". I have a big belly and no muscle tone. Do I need to trust her? I don't want to get better. That's very weird. I mean, like, not all nutritionists, not all dietitians, not all doctors know everything or know what's actually best. Now, I don't know what the situation is with yourself. And you have to think to, like, if a nutritionist is trying to get you to eat more food to gain muscle, maybe. But when it comes down to it, I think just take things with caution. Talk to her, ask her a little more questions about why she wants you to bulk, or like what is the bulk to you? Is it just eating more calories? Because she could just be getting you to eat more protein in order for you to help maybe gain muscle that you maybe lost or whatever. So keep looking at that, bud. What's your opinion on strength training while sick? Don't. Don't let your body, like when your body's going through a state of recovery, let it recover. Right? Like don't, like I said, your body's going to keep doing exactly what it has to do to survive, but like don't, I'm guilty as charged. I used to be like, I'm sick, man. I don't want to go and just like, act as I am not sick. And then I'm going to just, work this sickness off. And then you just delay, recovery. You got to think like if you're going to the gym and then you break muscle down, now your body has to worry about basically healing from like a virus and then, building muscle, right? So just give it time to just relax. And then again, like when you're recovered, you'll be able to train that much better. So give yourself some time and relax. What type of body do you plan on having in your, let's say, senior part of your life? Do you intend to just maintain an overall? It's a great question. I intend to continue to be like, as I get older, obviously, like, the amount of muscle that I have in my body, like, I'm not going to purposely try and get rid of muscle. I was earlier because obviously I need to be 265 pounds walking around. But when it comes to like my overall, like, well-being, I want to have enough muscle on my body that is, that is strong to be able to hold myself, walk, run, all things. I want to be able to, when I'm 50, 60, 70, 80, I want to be able to be still functional. So whatever that looks like, I can assume that my body I'm not going to carry around 220 pounds. I'd probably be a little under that. I would say like in the 200s probably. And so by then I'd feel like I'd be a lot more streamlined, and obviously training will be a little bit different, but I'm like, when it comes to lows, but that's basically what I look at. I want to be healthy and still strong with like muscle that makes sense for each decade that I get older. Oh my God, I keep thinking decades. It's crazy. But yeah. Good morning, brother. And thanks for everything. Wondering what you think about pro hormones, specifically Dianabol. God bless. Appreciate you, brother. When it comes to like, there's like when I was using before, there are certain I would say compounds that I just didn't bother using, and Dianabol was one of them. It just, for me, it just didn't give me what I really needed or even wanted when it came to like, I was already a very watery type of person. Dianabol kind of make me very watery. I didn't like it. And other compounds helped me grow. So, do I recommend Dianabol? I would say no. I wouldn't recommend Dianabol if you're already doing it. If you're thinking about doing it alone, I wouldn't at all. If you're already using something, I wouldn't recommend Dianabol. I think just if you're just doing tests alone itself, I think that's just good enough. Hope that doesn't spoil your answer. Any advice getting rid of gyno? Had it since I was a kid. So yeah, that's something that you, if you, I was kind of reading it and, you know, didn't think you'd say that in the end, because if it's something like you're, you know, you've been competing, it's something you've built up, there's things you do about that. Because it's somewhat of a natural thing, I can only assume that trying to, you know, get your body fat at a, you know, a little, if put it this way, if you're like, I don't know what you look like. So let's just say if you're between 10 to 50% body fat and you have gyno, you know, I think that's just natural thing. Like I would try to like lower your body fat, but not in an extreme way, just to get rid of that. And I wouldn't recommend surgery either, unless it was like completely necessary. And I honestly I don't like, I know that you could take certain, you know, like something like Letro or Cabe or whatever, and that's usually when you do a cycle, you would use that for, you know, mitigating, you know, estrogen, or I would say gyno. But like, I wouldn't recommend doing that if you're natural to take away. So I would just go to the doc first, talk to them first, and then see what they have, what kind of answer they have. Because I don't want to say like, hey man, take what bodybuilders would take if they had a flare up. I wouldn't do it, because again, like the side effects of those things just weren't the best. Johnny, have you ever used enclomiphene? Yeah, that's what it is, Kate. Enclomiphene. What? If it's enclomiphene, just Clomid? Like, I'm pretty sure it is. It's not, but I thought so. I thought so. Okay, hold on a sec. Okay, thank you for so much. Because I was thinking about like, what the heck is that? The first time ever hearing about enclomiphene was like literally this year, when it popped up on you know whose channel, and you know, basically telling everyone that if they're not doing this, it's because they're using enclomiphene. I never used. I don't even know where to get it, to be honest. So for a PCT, if you're already on and you're going for PCT, I would say like just doing your basic you know, Nova, clomiphene, and then HCG. I'll go from there. Easiest. Hey, from Sweden, what is up? I was really fat before. I just lost a lot of weight, 40 kilograms. Wow, that's a lot. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm trying to build muscle now, but every time I see the scale go up, I get anxiety. Yeah, that is 100% going to happen, especially when you lose a lot of fat. What I recommend is, if you want to build like, I'm assuming like you did what most people do, is like when they start on a fat loss journey, their goal is like, I want to lose fat first, then I'm gonna gain muscle. When right out of the gate, it's like, hey, let's try and build as much muscle as we can in the process of losing fat. That way, when you get down to that weight, in the process, you're actually burning more calories, because you're actually adding more muscle, lean tissue. But now I would say that now where you are right now, start adding like, add a little bit of you know, calories, like, you know, 100 to 200 calories to help getting that surplus. When it comes to your weight, you have to look at the facts, right? Not easy thing to say, but I would say like some tools, like, you know, obviously like your weight is gonna say one thing on the scale. But like, look at your, you know, how do your clothes fit, right? Are your shirts tight up here and tight in the arm, and then like really loose here? You're right. Are your thighs and your pants getting tighter and your butt getting tighter, but like your waist is getting looser? You know, and then like looking in the mirror. So like having more than one variable to track progress is going to help with you not being so anxious about going the other way. Because if you want to put on muscle, you're going to have to put on weight, right? Like if you put on a pound of muscle, you just put on a pound, right? So you have, it's inevitable that the scale's going to go up, but just trying to like mentally get yourself clear of things, just have some more factual variables. When I say facts, those are things that are like, that's there. A fact is, here's your weight when you step on the scale. The fact is, my waist and my belt is getting smaller. The fact is, you know, and even taking measurements, if that makes it even easier for you. I know it's a hard thing to do once you've lost a lot of weight, seeing the scale go back up. But again, don't look at just the scale, but like see where your body is actually changing, right? Keep up the great work. Appreciate it. Work all as well. We appreciate you. Thank you, John. Keith, I'm 52. Can I still build muscle without supplements? Yes, and supplements, I'm assuming, look, I'm assuming when you say supplements, you mean like, PEDs, prohormones, peptides, etc. You can still build without using creatine. My advice would be, creatine is great. Protein I don't consider a supplement. I consider protein as a food, but you can build muscle at any age without anything. That's just you're putting your body into a place of adaptation, making sure there's a strong enough stimulus to elicit muscle growth, eat enough protein, eat enough calories, making sure you're hydrated and you're recovered, and that when doing that over time consistently will elicit muscle growth. Now, is it harder for you to grow muscle when you get older? You just don't have the wind you did when you were younger, but you could definitely. I have clients from the ages of right now, right now, currently between the ages of 20 and 75. So every one of them are building muscle. Every single one of my clients are building muscle. So you can 100%. And you know, nothing's wrong with creatine. I would say creatine is one of the best ones to take to help with building muscle, and it's gonna help with your cognitive health as well too. I do front squats, reverse lunges, RDLs, and calf raises twice a week. Would that be enough to for legs and glute training? Well, look at this. Okay, so we got squats, front squats, great way to load your quads and glutes. Then you're doing RDLs. We have the hamstrings. Then we have reverse reverse lunge, which is another hip and knee flexion. So you're gonna get some good glute and quad exercise, quad activity in there as well too. Yeah, that's good. You're basically two exercises have some really good glute. Three of them have great glutes in there. So when I train, most of the time it's almost the same style of exercise of workout twice. So it's completely fine, man. Just make sure you're continuing to, actually, progressive overload in terms of adding a rep on a week-to-week basis, then adding a load after you've maxed out on the reps that you've been doing. You don't know me, but you helped me lose almost 100 pounds. I'm 270. I hit it. Yo, man, that's freaking dope, man. Appreciate you, Taco, man. Awesome. Man, it's all you. So as much as you appreciate me, you gotta. I just anyone who's gonna be Johnny, man, you helped me out. Appreciate you. I'm gonna be thank you, but you did the work. So I hope you give yourself just as much praise as you give me, even more. So just make sure you do, man. Keep giving yourself the praise. Keep working your butt off, and keep getting those gains, man. I've been following your PPL for almost a year, and it gave me great progress. Dope, cool. Appreciate you, man. I wish my biceps were the size of my head. I don't know if you would want that, unless you got maybe a 20-inch head. But I don't know if you want a big ass head, or I don't know if you want an arm. I hope you want the rest of your body to at least be symmetrical with it. But Jason Blaha is the biggest YouTube meme in the fitness community. Ah, okay. I get it now. Hey, Johnny, what do you think about Eddie Abu? Do you think he goes over the top about nutrition as a whole, saying depression is caused by the food you eat? Yeah, good question, man. I was really debating doing a video, like a reaction video on him, and not ones where you'd see, I'm not trying to just berate the dude, but we have to be very careful in this space when it comes to what we say, especially if you have some kind of an accolade or accreditation or whatever. Yeah, that comment is over the top, right? Because let me tell you from experience, and I've been very open about my mental health, 100%. Something like borderline personality disorder, or any of those kind of snowing again, Jesus Christ, ADD or whatever. Those are caused by early childhood trauma, right? So unless you've been having a terrible diet from the second you got out of your mother's stomach, right? So things like that, it's now here's how I have to kind of look at things. 'Cause that's why instead of me being triggering me how do you dare you say that? It can't be if you say shit like that. I can see what he's trying. I think that it's just they don't really know how they're trying to say it. I think they're saying that a lot of the mental health, a lot of things you can do to help your mental health would come from nutrition. Very simple. if if you have mental illness of any sort, um, that's obviously like your cognitive health. So if you're not eating enough, if you're not supplementing omega-3 and getting enough, essential fatty acids in your diet, you're just not doing yourself a favor if you already have to manage your mental health, right? So giving yourself the proper nutrients, right? Protein, carbs, and fats all help with your brain function. So like when it comes down to it, I think sometimes they go off by trying to be too, I don't know, extreme and saying things that don't make any sense like that. But I think what they're maybe trying, I'm giving a benefit of the doubt, because I will just blatantly say, the other part of me is like, Johnny, just be like, yeah, that's some bullshit. We can't just like, eat away, and our mental health's great. Like, people come back from war, PTSD, and it's like, make sure you eat some food. It's like, shut up, man. But at the same time, it's like, we gotta like just, I give them a benefit of the doubt. You can help your mental health with good nutrition, but it's the cause of bad mental health is not from nutrition. I went off on a tangent there. Hello, Lucky. Not that real. Looking to gut and psychological syndrome. Okay, if you were bodybuilding and couldn't afford high quality meats, what meat, fish, poultry, etc., would you eat? I mean, we in Canada, man, everything's expensive up here now. Food like the lean, like for like I'll put it this way: when I was like pretty much, when I was poor, actually, I would get I would just get ground beef. I couldn't afford extra lean ground beef. I would get literally just ground beef, and then I would rinse the shit out of it. Like I would literally rinse the ground beef. You know what I mean? I cook it and rinse it, then I put it back and heat it up like that. So that is like your cheapest way to get, some quality meat. You're looking at like chicken thighs aren't as expensive as like chicken breasts. You might just have to have some pork. You know what I mean? Like, So like you just got to kind of, make do. I hope that helps. But like, we in Canada, man, like everything's expensive up here now. Johnny, I'm doing a push plus quads, pull plus hamstrings. Have you ever tried or have any tips on this? You're doing a push quads, so you're doing upper and then quads, and then you're doing a pull and then hamstrings on one day. So my only, I would say, comment with that would be, those are two very big muscle groups that are going to take a lot of energy. So one's gonna basically get the back end of the priority there. So like when it comes to like if you're like, my chest is fine, it's big, it's great, I don't really need to really worry too much about it, it grows naturally, then cool, yeah, put it with your quads, right? And vice versa. But if like you're like, hey man, I gotta grow my quads and my chest, it's like you're gonna be pretty damn gassed. If you have a good quad, exercise, then you gotta do, hamstrings after. So I would say, if anything, whatever your whatever the priority is, put that first. If anything, we got a question down here that someone paid for, so I gotta go down there and get it. Hey bro, full clip by Gangster and Annie Up. All right, man. Appreciate you, dude. It's a good song, actually. Let's keep her going. Thanks, man. I need to hear that. I got it in the gym yesterday and it was perfect. Good. Hey, Johnny, can you do a video or full body work tutorial? I don't really trust other. Okay, see, today came prepared. I'm gonna write these things down. So I'm gonna get this thing called video ideas. So what I'll do is I'll do it in a talking head with demonstrations with myself in the gym. So I'll do a talk head and kind of put it all together of how to do a full body workout. Gotcha, man. Cali muscle with no muscle. Is that me? Cool. Like, ask your question because he can come back to them and use. Okay, cool. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. Flex rated. Thank you, man. Jamie Campbell, what's up? Johnny, does body recomposition really work? Or roughly what should the calorie deficit roughly be? That's a very broad question, but body recomposition does work, right? Put it this way: if I have the muscle I have on my body right now, and that's it, and my shoulders are lacking, and maybe my chest is too, and I decide to work really hard on my shoulders, my chest, and I keep myself in the same caloric surplus or deficit, whatever, and I build that area, I put muscle on. Yes, you can. That body recomposition actually does work. In terms of like the calories, I don't know, because I don't know. That's a very, very broad question for you. I need to know more than that. I know English. I don't know English. I'm writing down the letters using a translator. Good for you, dude. Keep working at it. I'll try and get to that. Man, I appreciate you. Keith Norris, what's up, man? I'm 52. I want to build more muscle, but I'm afraid to eat a surplus of calories because I'm afraid I'll get more fat and will make me look rather fatter rather than more muscle. Should I be worried? So no, and here's the way you don't. Here's easy, guys. So anyone who's going to ask me a question about like putting on muscle and they're worried about it because they want to get fat, easiest way to mitigate that is, number one, put yourself in a slight surplus, right? So like, let's just say you're eating at maintenance and your body weight isn't going anywhere at all. It's just completely plateaued. It's not going up. It's not going down. I want to add on more muscle. Cool. And let's say we're training already. So let's just say, all those things in line. Then you're just going to add like 250 calories, right? 500 calories a day, or better yet, a pound of fat is 3,500 calories. So for you to add on a pound of fat, you'd have to eat 500 calories over maintenance every day to gain a pound of fat in a week, right? So can you build muscle that fast? No, you can't. So what do? You basically just like cut those calories in half on a day-to-day. Instead of a 500 calorie surplus, you'll do a 250 calorie surplus, right? Or even 150. Either way, 150 to 250 calories, and then keep that going for like 2 weeks, and then continue to progress, and then see how things are going. If things are moving in the right direction, continue as is, right? If you see that your muscle gain, whatever, is starting to increase, and you don't see any negative excess fat on your body, then add another 100 calories, right? Because your body is going to be consistently changing, right? Your maintenance is going to be one thing until like say you're at 2,000 calories maintenance, and you put on and you add 250 calories, right? And you do it for 2 weeks, or like say like a month, then you end up putting on more weight, and then all of a sudden it stalls. Guess what? Your maintenance is that again, and then you add a little bit more, right? You add a little bit more. So do that. Chris Middleton, hey Johnny, could you possibly do a video breaking down all the acronyms used in the fitness? And oh my God, it's a dope question. Let me see. Can you do all the acronyms in the fitness and weightlifting world? I had to Google RPE. Yeah, okay. That's a good freaking video, man. That's an easy and a fun video to do. Good job. Thank you. Appreciate you, Chris. You know what, man? I'm going to put Chris. All right. Anytime you guys give me a video to do, I'm going to give you the shout out. And like, this video was brought to you by Chris Middleton. Who has me the video up there about, I got to go back up. Man, I don't know how to say that. XZG something. Man, 117 is his name. All right, I'll go back down. All right. Bitcoin to the moon. Right, my brother's actually in Bitcoin and doing well with it. Wish I knew that shit. Is it possible for me, a student who isn't working much, to build great physique at home with some weights, a bench, and a pull-up bar? If you have a bench, a pull-up bar, and weight that's, a load enough that's going to make you work, like, yeah, you can. 100% you can. A lot of people back in the day that did that over the pandemic, but you can. the only thing that's gonna happen is eventually you're gonna outgrow your space. In the meantime, uh, work with what you have, and you know you definitely can, very easily can. I wouldn't say easily, but you definitely can. Wish this wasn't going on during my break at work. My bad. But what are some of ways to get around or over mental blocks on not getting gains as fast as you expect, or body dysmorphia? Great question. It's bodybuilding. I would say anything that involves the body in terms of changing it. You have to understand right away that it's going to be that delayed gratification. The body isn't like a fast responder to things. It has to grow, right? It's like a plant. You know, if you had a plant and you put water in it and you seed it and you're sitting like, grow, why aren't you growing? Right? There's that bit of patience that we have to have. Here's the thing, what I've been actually reading about a lot in this book where's my book at? It's over there. I'll get after. But it's about creating a reward system, right? When there's delayed gratification, it's, you know, for myself, I'm like, bodybuilders are great with that. That's why we're really good in business, because it's like, you know, we can kind of battle through, you know, not seeing like a success right away, right? Something we can build up to. But you have to kind of almost like create like a reward system that keeps you not necessarily like motivated, but like keeps you like, you know, driving forward, right? So acknowledging all of the things that you're doing, like when you know, if you're adding on a rep a week, you know, you're making progress, acknowledge those things, right? Have like certain, you know, variables, or even a log that you're tracking the successes that you're making, because a lot of times we lose a lot of the success, or we overlook it because we're so caught on, when am I going to get this muscle? When I have this physique? Why don't I have it now? And in that process, we've missed, like, you just put on 10 pounds of, you know, not me, 5 pounds of muscle in the last like 3 months, but your goal is like 10, but you can't really see that because you're so focused on the 10. Or, you know, every week you've been putting on a rep. Every week you've been getting stronger. You know, you've been getting more mobile. You know, those are things you have to pay attention to, and kind of like hyper focus on the those like intermediate successes, instead of being so focused on like the end goal, right? Fall in love with the process, not the destination. And a very good example of that is like, when I was coming up as an amateur bodybuilder, you know, I was like, you know, pro, I want to be a pro, I want to be a pro, I want to be a pro. And when I became a pro, and then I got on that stage and I was on there with some, like, you know, there's a bunch of guys on the stage, and then I came like 14th or something like that. You know, I just won Mr. Canada on the 150th, you know, Canada, you know, Canada's 150th birthday on Canada Day. It was nuts. The crazy thing, I didn't even realize until my mom said, you know, you're in the year of Jubilee. I'm like, what's that mean? It's like, it's the first of Canada, and it's 150th birthday, and you won. I'm like, oh my geez. But I was so focused on being a pro that a lot of I almost missed a lot of my amateur career because I was so focused on winning. You know what I mean? So like, don't look so far ahead of things, right? Like, try and be as present as you possibly can, and enjoy that time, because like, when you think about it, like today, right now, is never going to be around ever again. Like tomorrow, when tomorrow happens, this day's gone, right? So you don't get it back. So like, live through those things. Hope that helps out. But yeah, start like, you know, and some good affirmations, right? Like, just acknowledge the hard work you're doing more than anything, instead of like trying to always pick apart the things that you're not where you're not yet, or where you want to be. Add more meat, won't be fat. Exactly. Keith, definitely. Thank you for adding that. And I should have said that too. Guys, when you're adding, here's a really good thing too. Here's a really, really good one. My bad. Keith, who's my man here? Flak Jacket? Cool. Appreciate you. Thanks for reminding me. When you like adding calories, if you're worried about like, you know, getting fat and everything like that, adding like protein and fats is so much easier for you to add calories without adding these portions. Because I think a lot of times too, when it comes to people getting scared of like putting on weight, it's also the item, the food choice they're using, right? So most people are like, I gotta add some carbs to their surplus, and say like 250 calories of carbs is little over a cup of rice. right? And that's a little over a cup of rice is a good amount, right? So when someone looks at this and they're like worried about like putting on fat, they're like, oh my God, that's like, oh. But if you literally added like 2 tablespoons of almond butter or nut butter to your protein shake, those are calories that you're gonna put on without even noticing. Plus, you don't get that extra water, right? Because for every 1 gram of carb has 2 to 3 grams of water. So if you're eating 100 grams of carbs, you're going to see 200 to 300 grams of water on your physique, right? So when you're adding stuff like fats and proteins, you're not necessarily seeing that those like physiological changes in a sense. Like I know I said before, you don't really see many physiological changes when you have different food items, but when it comes to carbs, 100%. That's why I like when you do ketogenic diets and you basically like get rid of carbs, only eating 50 grams of carbs. People are like, oh my God, I lost so much weight. And it's like you did, but you also lost a lot of water. And the second you start eating carbs again. So, hey Johnny, what should I do if I have a humpback? I can't do Romanian deadlifts because of it. Now, assuming it's a humpback because of that's just like a genetically predisposition that you have. If anything, like here's the thing: when you have there's two parts of this. Having a round back because of that's just how your body is like scoliosis or whatever. That's one thing. Having a arched back intentionally because you're not doing your form properly, that's another thing. If your back doesn't fully get flat and you're just working on that, but you are 100% engaged in your lats and your core, you're fine to do it. As long as you're making sure you're trying to make sure that butt is traveling back and you're not just bending at the waist, right? So if anything, make sure you're engaged your core, make sure you're engaging your lats, your brace is strong. And that'll kind of like mitigate a little bit of that issue with your back. Because again, like just because your back is rolled a bit, doesn't mean that your core isn't on, right? Now, if your core isn't on and the back is rolled, there you go, right? Have you ever trained anyone with Hashimoto's thyroid? What approach you take? I haven't, but I have trained someone that had a thyroidectomy. So that's a good question. And that's something that I would definitely pass on to someone with more knowledge in terms of like that. And I would just like look that up. Do me a favor now. I would just kind of see, because that's basically how you do things. You find out. What are the main symptoms? Oh. Okay. Man, that's a question we got to do on like a consult call, man. And I have where's a dietitian on the team that would help me out with that too as well. So that's something I would answer later, buddy. I'll actually like answer that in the DM. DM me on Instagram, and I will. In the diet, bro, Sebastian, but what is that? Is the diet, bro, Sebastian? Man, no clue what that means. Are BCAAs and EAS necessary, and do you have any recommendations for clean pre-workouts? EAAs are necessary, not necessary. Not all are necessary at all, to be honest. If you're eating your protein in a day, you're fine. You're basically like the protein you ate this morning, you're still going to be absorbing for like another like 3-4 hours. That's like how your body works. It's very slow. I'm pretty sure it's like, I think whey protein is like 8 grams per like, I don't know, like, or 2 or 3 grams per like 8 hours, something like dumb like that. I forget. Either way, but EAAs are good for like bridging the gap. Like, so like if you're someone who's like in the gym and then you got like cardio right after, sipping on some EAAs is really good to kind of keep yourself in that like anabolic like state in a sense. Maybe if you're like fasting, getting that in as helping get your protein, I think that helps out as well too. We do have a EAA, but it's more so like a hydrator. So it's like 2 birds with 1 stone, right? So we have, it's called Amino Fast, and it has our essential aminos in it, but then it also has pink lemon sea salt and coconut water powder. So it's a very good like hydrator. I drink that all the time when I train, and I do feel a difference only because it's hydrating me too. And then it's like, and I get the benefits of having some extra protein as well too. So it's not gonna make or break your workout, but a really good pre-workout, I'm gonna say it is PBK. It's a really good pre-workout. It's there's no beta alanine in it. You're not gonna get the itchy butthole. If you want that, you can go get some supplement yourself. You actually don't even need beta alanine and alanine in your workout and your pre-workout anyway. But it also does have coconut water powder and pink lemon sea salt for hydration, electrolyte balance. So give it a try. Use my code Johnny10. How do I lower my cortisol level? I have little to no knowledge on how to cure your cortisol. Is it being, I've been doing some research. I'm going back up. Can you take supplements to cure your cortisol? That's again, like these are some questions that we'd have to like literally be on like a call, because there's like other variables of that question that I need to know before kind of answering that question. So sorry, I can't give you the answer there, bud. But hello, brother. Is 16. Hello, my brother is 16 and he's taking PEDs. I'm trying to make him stop, but he don't listen. Show him this. Whoever your brother is, Apache, stop. Do not ruin your life. Do not waste your time. You are in, right now, your brother, and anyone is in that age, has like the best natural testosterone that no synthetic testosterone can even like come close to. Let your body go through its natural process of like just growth. You're in an unbelievable growing phase. You know, like just eat food, enjoy life, and just stay away from the damn steroids. It's not gonna do anything. It's too young. It's gonna F you up. It's gonna F with your growth. Just don't. Show your brother. Hope he's watching this. Don't do it. Like, just don't. Just don't, man. Miko, what's up? Hello, Johnny. Big fan from Finland. What is up, man? You guys are awesome. I started going to the gym 7 weeks ago, and I've already lost 7 kilos. Awesome, man. When you're losing that fat, make sure you are training to build muscle as well, too. For anyone who's gonna probably ask me the question, or about losing too quickly, whatever, make sure on your pursuit to losing fat that you're eating enough protein and you're training hard enough to elicit muscle growth. Why? Because the more muscle you have, the more energy your body needs for that muscle, and guess what? The more fat you're losing. So don't think just to lose fat first. Not saying you're doing that, my man, Miko. And you're doing it right. But anyone else who's watching that, make sure that you're eating enough protein and you're training to build muscle while you're losing fat. After 12 months of health issues, I might be diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Sorry, man. I'm 37, training in 20 plus years, but my fatigue cap has dropped. Any advice for hypertrophy training through this? Watch. I would say a couple things. Man, how's it supposed to say this? I would do your best to picking exercises that are going to have a higher stimulus and low fatigue ratio. Watch your output in terms of like your energy wise when you're training. Don't skim on your nutrition whatsoever. All those things are going to help mitigate some of the issues, but as well too is like just be patient with how you're moving and how you like. Just don't go balls to the wall. Just understand that. That helps out. But again, let's get on a call and talk about that in more in depth. All right. Devontae, you talking about me? Devontae Adams? Joking. Hey, Johnny, you're the best. Appreciate it. Johnny, you're in the best shape of your life. Keep it up. Appreciate you. I have a question. Since I'm skinny fat, do I maintain, gain, or slim down by calories because I'm honestly lost right now. You're not going to do any bulking, and you're not going to do any slimming down. You're going to if you're right now eating and you're in a maintenance, I want you to refocus everything around building as much muscle as you possibly can, right? Eat enough protein, eat enough calories, get enough sleep, drink enough water, and then like train to build muscle. A lot of the problems we have when people get skinny fat is they lose a lot of weight and they don't think about training or that part of the nutrition, and they lose a lot of fat or weight as well. And then they're left with like not that much muscle, and they're like, what do I do now? So like when you're doing that again, like train to build muscle. That's your focus. Don't worry about how much food you're gonna eat or eat less or more. Train to build muscle. Can an American president qualify for the Olympia if he uses steroids? Can an American president qualify for the Olympia if he uses steroids? I don't think he can. I think my man here is trying to type something and it came out completely wrong. So try it again, man. Thoughts on ashwagandha? Great. Take it. Awesome. That's what. So there's some help with stress. I thank you, man. Ashwagandha, great for stress management. Bringing your cortisol down. There's one right there. Thank you for helping me out on that. I think it's absolutely great. I think that anything that's going to bring your body to harmony, you're going to get the best results. And that's why my results from the Olympia, how I looked, was that I wasn't using anything like no pro hormones, no steroids, no peptides, no anything at all. And my body was in a place of harmony because there wasn't so much chaos in it. And that's why my body looked the way it did. So like when you can use anything, let's just say that loosely, but like something that over the counter healthy that's gonna help with your body's overall like harmony, lowering cortisol, I'm all for it. Hey Johnny, what's your opinion on push-pull? What's your opinion on push plus quads? And I think I answered that already. Hey Johnny, how do you go about addressing metabolic adaptation, hormonal health for someone that trains, has higher body fat, about 20%, and eating relatively low calories for current weight? So the biggest thing when it comes to like caloric intake, it's not dropping your calories so low that you're you want. I can't wait till this video goes out, but when you're in the pursuit of like losing fat, you're at 20%, you want to lose fat. The biggest problem we have is we just dice off a bunch of calories, or dice off a bunch of calories and do a bunch of exercise. And then all of a sudden we're asking a tall order from our body, right? I understand that a majority of the food that you eat, like 70% of the food, most of the food that you eat is going to go to your body's priorities, its needs first before it does anything else, right? You will be able to lose fat and whatnot, but eventually your body's going to have to keep regulating and down-regulating until you have to fix your metabolism, right? So when it comes to training or nutrition, make sure that 30%, I would say in the higher end, like 20 to 30% of your caloric intake is coming from good essential fatty acids. You're eating 1 to 1 grams of protein per body weight. You can go to 0.8 to 1 grams of per body weight, and then the rest is carbs, and making sure that you're eating anything between if you're a woman 25 to 30ish grams of fiber, and men 35 plus whatever, I think to 40 50 you can do of fiber, and that'll help out. So making sure that you have a balanced macronutrient breakdown or ratio is going to help with that in that pursuit. So again, don't just dice off calories. Think proper macronutrient ratio or balance, and then making sure that you're not just overdoing it. That makes any sense. Appreciate you answering that question. I'm probably gonna reach it in a second here. Johnny, what is the natty stack for natural lifters? The natty stack for natural lifters is gonna be the same one for those who are not natural, because I'm telling them to take the same thing. Creatine, vitamin D, omega-3, and go kill it. Get some magnesium in there as well too. Some zinc will help out with that as well. But yeah, and those and I would take this. I would tell someone who's not natural to take the same thing. Only they take that and the other stuff too. Hey, Johnny, I got that already. I'm trying to lose weight and still build muscle, but my question is, will whey protein make me fat? No, it will not. Whey is protein. Protein is food. As long as you're eating in the, as long as you're not eating over your caloric needs, then you won't gain fat. You only gain fat if you eat more food, right? If you're in a surplus and you're putting on fat, you're gonna put on fat. If you're in a deficit and you eat protein, you're not gonna get fat. I hope the U.S. president and the Russian president compete at the Olympics. That would be pretty funny. I don't know who would. I'm sure. You got Sleepy Joe doing the Olympics. I think he'd make it. Having trouble losing my lower chest. Is it possible, Gano? I can't see it. Possibly can. Just see, if you have excess body fat, like if you have like ripped abs and you got gyno, or like a little bit of fat in your chest, might be some gyno. If you have visible, stomach fat and you have, stuff on your chest, I would recommend doing more cardio. If you're not doing cardio. Jawline muscle reveal. Would you compete if you weighed 160 pounds or keep bulking up? Thank you. No, I would say like compete at your weight, you're gonna go bodybuild. I say to everybody, when you bodybuild, you're gonna, your goal is to maintain as much muscle as you possibly can while getting as lean as you can to get on the stage. And then, having a good, healthy rebound will help with you putting on some muscle, right? So the process of doing a bodybuilding show does help with muscle gain when you have that and your body's nice and fresh and ready for some nutrients at the end. The only thing is I want to make sure you keep in mind is make sure that you have your, post-workout, competition plan ready and in check, because if not, you're gonna go over the board and then all of a sudden you're gonna be asking me like, how do I lose 50 pounds from gaining it in a couple days? And that's happened. I do coach people for shows. I do head to my site, johnnyshoes.com. Yes, I do. I train and I got national level competitors for the last like 10 years. I've been coaching that are absolutely killing it. Yes, 100%. Head over there right now. I actually got a sale going on right now. I gotta remember what it is. But hardcore training, hardcore contest prep right now is $1,200 for 16 weeks. Head over there right now. And let's get you for a show. I'm almost there, King. Keep going. Awesome. Thoughts on creatine versus testosterone? Creatine. Testosterone doesn't have any studies done with it. That's the only, and people have been like, man, why don't you just try it out and just give it a try? No, why? Or like, why do I gotta be the test dummy, right? We're all test dummies for the last few years. Oh, there goes my channel. Just joking. Real talk. Creatine has been tested. It's been studied. It's a known fact. We even produce it ourselves. Creatine is amazing. It works. It's not just for your muscle, it's for your brain. Testosterone has not been around. It hasn't been tested on humans. We have no evidence that it actually works. We have placebo effect and hearsay. That's the reason why I'm not gonna waste my time taking it or trying it. So creatine, I'm not yelling at you, my man. Creatine all the way. We know it works. Hey Johnny, any advice on to help with DOMs? Oof, no. Like actually yes, but no. I say no because like we don't know how to like. It's honestly like one of those like phenomenons. Like there's no real. We don't know why it happens, But here's what you can do, and here's where cold plunges really are. Like when I played football, and we just got back into training, and my hips, my knees would be killing because I'd be on a different surface. It's a little bit of a result of DOMS. I would literally get in an ice tub for my legs, and I can promise you, if your legs, and this is when I'm very all in for cold plunges. Do cold plunges all you want, right? When it comes to like recovery, like inflammation, if you beat your legs up and you're like, man, I can't walk, go get some ice, like a few bags of ice. Here's how you do it so you don't like really just shock yourself. Get a cold water already in your bath. It's already gonna be cold, just gonna be shock already. Sitting there. Then get someone or yourself to start dumping the bags in. Keep your toes out, like a little of your toes. It's gonna kind of keep you from like really, really getting too cold, whatever. That's to help you out. Either way, stay in there for like 7 to 10 minutes. You get out of that bath, I promise you, you're gonna be like, wow, my legs feel fresh. I feel like I can do legs again. I've done it for years. I played football for 18 years. I probably spent 10 of those years doing, ice baths for that reason. So do that. It will actually help. Hello, what's your content? Nutrition, training, supplementation, and mental health. Johnny, you changed so many lives, bro. Appreciate you, including mine. Keep doing what you're doing. When it comes to creatine, in the pill option is better, or is there any difference? Jesse, I appreciate you very much. I appreciate all of you guys. So creatine on its own, creatine monohydrate that's what you want, right? We have creatine as well. It's called Createc, and it's in pill form. The difference in it in a monohydrate in pill form and a monohydrate in powder form is you're gonna get more bang for your buck when it's in powder form, depending, right? You might get actually more servings when you get it in powder than in pill form. But if you get like a creatine HCl or something like that, or don't, just get the regular. If it says creatine monohydrate, creatine pure, whatever, that's what you want. Flat Jacket, when's the best time to do it? I appreciate your answers. Yo, Flat Jacket, you're a man. I'm gonna get you as one of the moderators next time. Yo, Johnny, is it okay to skip leg day? Depends. If you're not recovered, skip it all day. If you don't train legs, no, it's not good to skip leg day, right? Here's why. Here's a real reason why you shouldn't skip leg day. And no one's thinking about it now. When people train legs right now, if you're like my age or younger, or like maybe you're my age, but like I would say mostly younger people when they train legs, they're thinking about, I don't care if I have big legs. I want a big chest. I don't really care about having big calves. I get big arms, right? But like you got to think that one day you're going to be at an age where you have to be able to get up and sit down, go on the ground and look for something or whatever it is, bend down and tie your shoes. All of the years you're gonna be training legs, and not like an idiot, like a powerlifter. If you're powerlifter, it's fine. But I'm saying, like, if you're not overdoing it and just training smart, training legs is the smartest thing for you to do more than anything else, right? Yeah, you can grab for stuff, right? We can grab for things. We don't need a big chest to be able to open a door or put things, over our heads or whatever. We need mobility to do that. When it comes to you walking upstairs, going for a walk, walking downstairs, tying your shoe, bending over, sitting on a toilet, sitting on a couch, getting off the couch, getting up off the toilet, training legs, that's what you should have that in your forefront of your mind, is like, I'm training so I can do this for the rest of my life and be functional and strong. And then I get some sweet muscle and look good as well too, right? I have a good body, but I want to enlarge my nose. Please tell me how to exercise. Okay, check it out. If you could reincarnate as a black person, you can have mine. I think you're having my man's having some trouble here, type it in here, but there ain't no nose exercise you can do. If you think your nose is too small, maybe if I was like this, I was like, yeah, some progressive overload, can you do that with your nose? If you can flare your nostrils, we want to put a little bit of pressure, and we're going to do a little bit of like some negatives, right? So right now, this is the lengthened part of the lift. Right now, this is short and this is lengthened now. Now we want to get here and open it up and then release a bit, and then do it again. We're gonna work on those negatives. It'd be hard. I do first thing in the morning, about 20 minutes before I leave. My man's answering questions here. I love this, guys. Oh, hold on a sec, guys. Let me, in the comment after this video, guys, I'm gonna put my Discord link in this video in the comment section. I'm gonna pin it at the top. You guys can join the Discord. All right. Just thought about that. Totally forgot you guys. I meant to do this last time, but because this communication here is really awesome. You guys are helping each other out. I'm missing some comments, and there's some people on that are helping people out, man. This is the best representation of iron sharpens iron, so I appreciate you guys. Johnny, how do you view cheat days / meals? So I have some clients right now that I look at more so like not necessarily cheat days, more so than like refeeds. Refeeds are basically, you know, eating more calories of the foods you're already eating. I look at those meals as like, you know, having those there when we're hitting, you know, weight loss plateaus, right? And we need to have more energy to either, you know, lose more fat or see our progress in terms of like our performance output declining. So I like having, you know, giving my clients or / athletes more calories in total. I also tell them like sometimes too, like, you know, enjoy life, but do it with moderation, right? Understand that, you know, when it comes to picking cheat meals, pick the cheat meal that's gonna like put it this way, like I'm not gonna go to McDonald's for a burger for a cheat meal. I'm gonna go to like Five Guys, right? Because I know Five Guys are gonna have some like actual meat, you know, in a burger, and like, you know, it's still like, yeah, you know, fast food, but like I'm gonna choose a cheat that's gonna still give me some good amount of nutrients, right? So I don't want to, you know, have my cheat day a bunch of junk, because in the end, that remember the goal is still to eat for your goals. And then there's always that part of where let's eat for pleasure, because we're human. We're gonna eat for pleasure for sure. So just like finding a balance with that. But my approach to that is like first and foremost, it's let's make sure we're eating, you know, good nutrient dense foods to help with performance, and then, you know, let's add some fun stuff in there too, just to, you know, give yourself a little bit of a I won't say a break, but I guess a little bit of a break mentally from the dieting process. Overdosing on protein can cause gout, but mostly beef. And yeah, please, I want to be just like you. Okay. Thank you for putting out videos on the best exercise for exercise group pay. Appreciate you, man. I know there are other videos from other creators, but your style of coaching really sticks. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. I got a buddy coming up to pick up some Superbike shoes, some Alpine Star boots. Coach Johnny, when benching, is it actually necessary to lower the bar all the way to touch your chest? I really hate that feeling. Funny thing is, if you saw the video that we did with Doc Mike, and it was like things that we said in the past that, you know, were just not accurate. I would always say lower the bar till about like an inch to your chest. That keeps yourself still active, because back in the day, when I would see people bench, they'd lower the bar to their chest, they just bounce it. So that was my way of like getting you not to bounce it. But when it comes down to science and the, you know, in hypertrophy, where you want it the most, it's where we're gonna get that big stretch, right? So if anything, if you don't like lowering the bar to your chest, then do dumbbells, right? But regardless, it's the biomechanics and lowering anything and being in that position is going to have the bar touch your chest. If you don't like the way it feels, it might be because your form might be off a little bit. And I would recommend watching some of the videos I've put out there about, like, you know, chest training, you know, bench technique and whatnot. But touching the chest it's not necessarily like touching the chest is necessary. Getting the stretch, getting the lengthened contraction is necessary. Touching your chest is a byproduct of that range of motion. Yo, Beat Hard, my bad for answering the questions, but my man Flatjack, you're the man. Appreciate you, bro. Please, me, Trump or Biden? I'm not American. This is like, what are you guys trying to entrap me here, man? You know what? If I had to pick, if it was like, yo, man, someone's like, God, you better pick. Who is it? You better pick one of these two, Biden or Trump. I'm gonna pick Trump. We're gonna pick him. You know, I'd rather, be abducted by aliens and go somewhere else where both of them are presidents. We find a better president in general, which kind of like I wonder why, I'm always like wondering in the States, like, why can we not have a president that is young? Like, why do they have to be like literally senior citizens? Like, I got nothing wrong with senior citizens, but even my mom's 80 and I wouldn't want her to run for president. And she's a brilliant woman. I wouldn't want to run for president. There's just some things that, like, when you get older, you just like, especially when you're that age, just things are just not like in touch with as much as someone who's maybe like 60 or like, to say 40. Why not 40? Why not 40? Are there not enough 40? Like, and then we can be like, shit, our prime minister is like in his 40s, I think, or 50s. So I don't know, man. It's politics, man. Scary shit. We're in some different times, people. Sarah, hey, hold on a second, man. No more questions like that. Get my channel axed. All you guys. Sir, can I eat human? No. Do not recommend whatsoever. Tuna from the can, perfectly fine. Especially the other tuna can is good too, man, if you know what I'm saying. If you know, you know. Please talk to me. Not like that. Which one is bigger, your glasses or your head? Like, if we're talking about like width-wise, my glasses definitely. But if we're talking like actual the whole thing, like dude, like come on, man, my head's way bigger. Way, way, way bigger. Just a pro tip: if you're cold enough to give your brain a brain freeze, pressing your thumb against the roof of your mouth will help. Here's a Flatjack. Here's a reason why. Here's why you get a brain freeze. All right. So see, it's like you got a jugular veins right here, right? When you drink cold water or like ice cream, whatever, blood's pumping to your head, right? And then when you start drinking cold water, what happens? It starts slowing it down. That's why you get a brain freeze. So if you get a brain freeze, go get like warm water and just chug it. Like, not like scalding hot water, like warm water, just chug it, gone immediately. I know these weird facts. It's weird. Maybe Biden. You think pure pumpkin seeds are good, bro? Yes. I love pumpkin seeds. They're dope. Call my name one time, 100 push-ups. Oh, yeah. Trump 25, 24, 25. 20, I don't even make it 25, man. I don't know. Wait a minute. Actually, sorry. It's got to be 25 because that's when... Well, elections this year. I'm crazy elections this year. It's nuts. Oh, shit. I didn't know you were Canadian. But what part of Canada are you from? I'm from Windsor, South Detroit, basically. That's what we call it because we're south of Detroit, right? So my whole entire... So my family is... Some are from Canada. It's almost like half. Half are from Canada and half are in the United States. So, yeah, my grandmother's American. Half my father's side of the family is from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Yeah. Hey, Johnny, I've been lifting. What we got money here? Hey, Johnny, I've been lifting weights for a year now and recently started using your PPL. Awesome. Appreciate you. Is it so much better than the personal trainers program that I've been using in the past 7 months? It's honestly like a program is what you make it out to be, right? If you're with a personal trainer, and I'm going to tell you this right now, let's just put it this way. Here's the answer. If you're using my PPL, right? And, you're in the gym using it, and then all of a sudden you hire me as a personal trainer, like me, myself, what I make for you is going to be better than a PPL because it's going to be customized for your goals. I made that PPL in a way where, you know, everybody can benefit from it, right? There's a beginner, intermediate, and advanced program in there with a strength, you know, a strength phase that's there as well too. I'm actually updating that plan. I mean, that PPL. So that'll be out soon, guys. It's being updated. It'll be actually being better than the last one. But you can't beat in-person training if that person knows how to, you know, is a good trainer, right? Would top speed sprint training once a week interfere with my hypertrophy weight training, assuming I get enough rest in between? How many days a week are you sprinting, right? Because I could say yes and I could say no. It's because if number one, if you're trying to get faster, you can't be trying to get bigger, right? So something's going to take precedence over the other. So I would say, if anything, like when I was training for football and even track, track took precedence. Like I couldn't put on, you know, weight for track, right? So, but when it comes to like hypertrophy training, if you're sprinting twice a week, you're fine. If you're sprinting, I mean, I wouldn't recommend sprinting more than like 3 times a week, but you should be fine in terms of like, just make sure you're eating enough calories. If you're trying to purposely get bigger, it's one, you gotta pick, right? You can maybe do a strength block of training and sprinting, which is like probably the smartest thing to do. I would have like a strength phase there with like, you know, plyos and speed training and whatnot. And then after that, you know, get into hypertrophy. But that's my advice. Any diet tips, hacks that are your main go-tos when calorie deficit? Increase your fats and your protein. It keeps you more satiated. Eat way more fiber. Like, don't even worry about counting your greens. Like, I'm talking like spinach, kale, broccoli, cauliflower. Broccoli and cauliflower, here's a sweet, awesome, what do you call it? Hack. Broccoli, cauliflower. Cut it up. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil with, I use red pepper garlic seasoning, and put that in the air fryer, and I bake that, and like the amount of broccoli and cauliflower you can have, like it's insane. Like the amounts, like you can't get fatty in broccoli. Like if you're hungry, man, like there's one. Even what do you call it? Let me do this for you guys. I'm actually gonna let you guys see. All right, so this is my secret spice. It is the best. Delicious, absolutely delicious. That on all of your meat, all of your veggies, and here's the rest of my stuff here too, so you see what I'm dealing with. Right, there you go, guys. This every day, 3 every day, 4, 5 milligrams every day. And then we have our omegas, and then there you go. So yeah, there you go. More questions here? All right, I'm gonna I got 5 more minutes, y'all. I get some work done. Hi, Johnny, I love your content. Keep it up. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Oh, we are doing video requests. A video on how to start the PPL program, like stretching. Awesome. How to start. Let's do it. Cool. Spell I cup to make my day. No clue. Please speak with the German accent. I do not know speak with the German accent. Thought of Pepsi Strong. I found big gains using it, but Pepsi Strong. I don't know. I gotta look that up, man. Something I'll be looking up. Johnny been struggling with alcoholism so much it kept me out of the gym for years. I try to go back, but my addiction keeps me away. Have you ever had to deal with addiction? I have. And this will be the last thing I talk about, guys, so you guys can tune in if you want to. I have dealt with addiction. It for me, the biggest power that I had for me was that I knew I needed to change because um, my drug addiction was affecting my life. Like it was just, and it was ruining my life. It was ruining relationships. It was ruining schools. Ruining, my overall quality of life. And it took me like hitting rock bottom, and I like sprinted to my school uh, counselor, and that's literally what brought me here today. I hit rock bottom, booked it to counseling. I literally had an addiction to, I can't say XYZ because whatever. But either way, for years, and I finally after I've hit rock bottom a few times, and I finally did, and I went. And the biggest thing was, and the biggest thing for everybody is like, and even for myself when I was and helping other people out, you can try to get people to change as much as they possibly can, but if they don't want to change, that is the hard part, right? When it comes to addictions and changing, the fact that you're on here right now, Steve, and opening up and saying that is power that you need to ride out and do everything you possibly can to help yourself. Go see a counselor first. Go into any program that they have. But like the fact that you're on here being open and vulnerable with that is like absolute power that you have to understand that you have. So ride that. Um, don't shame yourself, right? Like of course you're probably gonna relapse here and there, and it's tough. And whatever you're doing or using alcohol for, that's just the way that you find that's helping you cope with whatever. And there's not necessarily like bad and good coping, more so than like optimal coping mechanisms. And I know what it's like to use, substances to help like, you know, um, bury hurt, disassociate. So like I get it, but don't beat yourself out about it. Like I said, again, the fact that you're here saying this and being open about it is power that you have. And that same power that you have is what I had that helped me change my life and turn around. And I'm here right now to be able to say, to be able to speak to you right now. I got my ass in there almost like teary eyed here saying that. This is exactly what I plan on doing. My channel was built, started because I just got off of drug addiction, basically finished school, I finished counseling, and I got into bodybuilding. It was my last year of university, my last football game. I was in counseling for like a couple years, and the last game of the season, I was like, in the last game of my season, the last semester of school, I was like, what am I gonna do next? Like, what am I doing next? And I got into bodybuilding, and I started my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel was basically a platform for people to be able to see that you can make all the mistakes in your life, you can blow it, you can screw up, but here's my success story. And it's funny now because here we are, and I'm talking to you today after being able to go through what I went through and telling you that you can do the same thing. So the same power that you have of accountability, which is a massive power, that you have that right now to come on my channel and to come on here and be open about it, use that same power to continue to get yourself better, because everyone benefits. Not only you benefit when you're better, everybody benefits and they get to see the best version of you, Steve. So that's all I got to say for you, man. If you want to talk at all, DM me on Instagram, send me a message, and we can chat for sure. And that goes for anybody out there who is, if you're dealing with whatever you're dealing with mentally and you need to talk to somebody, I'm here. DM me. I've been there, and that's my purpose, and that's why I'm here. So anyway, guys, Steve, stay strong. Keep working, man. This is great. Enjoy the hell out of this, guys. Thanks for the ideas. If I didn't get to you, my bad. Send me some more ideas in the comment section. I'll definitely look at those, and I'll add them to the list, and I'll give you a shout out for that idea for a video. So anyway, guys, appreciate you. Love you all. And until next time, you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, you guys keep dream chasing. Peace.